We are going live. It is good to see everybody. Already got some folks checking in. Everything looking good. Let me turn this volume down right here. I will get feedback for sure. Got that turned down. And it's good to see everybody checking in. It's good to have everybody with us this evening. Tonight, we're going to do something a little bit different. Tonight's your night. And no matter what the questions or answers or anything else is, I hope you come prepared. And I hope you're ready to go. And I hope you've got your questions good. And I'm here to help you tonight. I want to make sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that you know what you need to do, and whatever I need to do to help you be successful, that's what we do. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about sales. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about. Maybe you've got a problem. Let me turn this off, or it's going to be dinging the whole night long, because we know how that goes. And but tonight we're talking about you and your business, and what I can do to help you with your business, and what we need to do to help you with your business, and where you need to go with your business. And you know, sometimes we get embarrassed. Sometimes we're afraid to say, hey, you know what? I need help. And I'm that way. I don't like to ask for help. I've always been that way. And will probably always be that way. And there's not, that's just who we are in nature. We're a little bit hard-headed, I think. And sometimes we think we can do it all on our own. But trust me, we can't. And, in order to get to where you want to go, sometimes you need to seek advice. Sometimes you need to seek help. Sometimes you need to ask. And you know what they always say, ask and thou shalt receive. And tonight you are on the receiving end. And so we're going to give it just a minute. I just had 3 people text me and ask her we haven't traded. Does everybody get the emails I sent out? If you don't, please send us your correct email address. That way you get the broadcast that we send out. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, it's always in the Facebook group. But and there's always links there. And the biggest thing, you need to sign up for the text messaging, and that's the #1 fastest way to find out if you are. Or if we are, have it traded. And that message goes out automatically every single Wednesday. And we're always happy to send it out. So we're going to get started. Everybody on the call right now that's in the room, and I know there's some that are on the other channel. If you're on the other channel, click on the bottom of the page. I want you to come into the YouTube channel. Let me go over here real quick. I'm going to bring that up. Because I want to show everybody how you can come over here where we are at. If you'll come down here on the bottom of this page, okay, and you'll see this little button right here that says YouTube, okay. If you will click on that YouTube button, if you're inside the instantappwizard.com/live/training, come over here and click on the YouTube button. And once you click on the YouTube button, you will come directly into YouTube. And I see it just coming up there. So just click on YouTube, and it will open up the YouTube browser. And when you open up the YouTube browser, there will be a Q&A box over on the right-hand side that will load up. Now, let me show you one other thing real quick. I know many of you will say, hey, it's kind of blurry. Come over here to this little settings button right here, it automatically sets the quality. Okay, if you will come down here to quality and click on that and click on 720, it'll take it to HD, and it will totally change the screen resolution, and you can see it happen right there on your screen. So just click on the little gear right here, and that will open up, and that will take you to HD. All you have to do is click on quality and go up here to speed and change the quality to 720 HD, and that totally changes the look of your screen. Okay, totally changes the look of your screen. So if you're over there, come over here. We've got a chat box working, and we're going to help you get where you need to go. Dang, I'm in the correct place for a change. Hey, Will Stibbs, how you doing, buddy? Let's let me close out some of these browsers here, and let me close out this browser, and let me come back over here to the screen, because hopefully we got everybody set up. And I want to welcome everybody to tonight's training. It's good to see everybody. It's good to have everybody here with us. We'll give those others time to move over, but we're going to go ahead and get started. This is our Wednesday night coaching session, and I want to welcome everybody that comes. We have a lot of people that watch the replays that cannot make it on Wednesday nights, but it's always good to have those that are here. Always remember, you can always catch the training at instantappwizard.com/live/training. It's always there, and you can go there and catch that training. Or you can watch for the email that goes out, and there will be a YouTube link in there, and that's where the chat box is. So you're always welcome to come in here and interact and talk, and I think it's kind of like family time in the chat box. Everybody comes in and just kind of shoots the breeze and have a good time, which is great. You know, that's what we are. We're a big family here at Instant App Wizard. Another way you can always know if we have texting, I communicate with Woodrow many times a day, and if he needs to, if we need to cancel training for whatever reason, you can go to tap app call, APPCALL, to 727-478-1343. Hey, and while I'm talking, I want you to get your questions in the chat box. I want you to ask whatever question you need to ask. Tonight's about you, and we are wanting to answer your questions. Whatever question you have, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to help you run a very successful app business. So anyway, type app call, APPCALL, to 727-478-1343. If you have not joined our Facebook group, join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Instant App Wizard. That is for our Instant App Wizard members. I know we get a lot of people that come over there and they try to check in, and unfortunately, every now and then somebody slips through, but we try to monitor that pretty close. That way we don't have spammers and so forth. I always know if they're a spammer because when I look at it, there'll be a member of like 57 groups, you know. But always, if you don't get in, send us an email with the name that you signed up under Instant App Wizard, and we will be more than happy to let you in. Tonight is about you. I've already mentioned that, and we are here to help you. So while you're sitting there and while you're thinking, what is it we can do to help you? You know, I get asked all the time, Kerry, what do you do? What is it that you do? And I can tell you, and I have this conversation 20 times a day with numerous people. I simply sell digital business cards. That's what I sell. That is our focus. That is our entryway into a business. That's how I started my business really on the right track a couple of years ago. And that is what has really, really, really taken off. And what do you say, David? How you doing, my man? And the digital business card is the base of my entire company. The reason for the digital business card is because it's simple. I have people call and say, man, I just can't do this. Things just aren't working out. What can I do to turn my business around? And then when I talk to them about what they're out selling, it's simply this. They're overselling, overcommitting, and trying to do things that the platform won't do. And they get themselves in trouble. Our most successful resellers, and I'm a reseller just like you are. I am no different than you. I make my money selling mobile apps. The difference between me and you is I stay on the same path. I never waver. Now, I will test things. I will look for different ways to do things. It's like about 3 weeks ago, I told you I was going to test one of my sales reps, a new sales rep that didn't know anything at the time. And I was going to start out with the free part of the marketing platform with the sale. I did that a couple of years ago and it didn't work. And I can tell you, after doing it again 2 years later, guess what happened? It did not work. It was like running up against a brick wall. The customers were confused. The sales rep was confused. It was too much information, too fast for the customer, for the client. So what happened is after a week of that, I realized real quick, stop it, cut it off, turn it off, go back to what you were doing before that. And you know, this is the amazing thing. And this is how I know what works and what doesn't. Okay. This is how I know that for sure. As soon as I took that tool away from her, as soon as I said, don't go out and sell that, let's get them on the digital business card first, you will be amazed at what happened. And I know there's about a minute and a half delay here, and I'm not going to tell you what happened. I want you to tell me what happened when I turned off the marketing platform and took that out of her brain, and she wasn't presenting that to the clients, and she stopped doing what she was doing, and she went back to do exactly what we always do, and that's introduce the digital business card. Can anybody on here tell me what happened next? Can you tell me what happened as soon as I turned off the marketing platform and she went back out with, excuse me, the digital business card? And I can tell you, and it should be hitting about now, my question. So tell me what happened. She started making sales. That's exactly right. She started making sales. That is the amazing thing about the business card. People understand it. So I'm going to bring a guy on next week from Pennsylvania. He is so excited. Matter of fact, he's been with us about 3 weeks and he just turned on his enterprise program. And he is so excited doing what he's doing. He said, everybody I show this business card to is buying it. He said it's a no-brainer. He's following the plan. He's planning for success, and he doesn't change. And so when I talk to him today, the first thing I always do, and I always tell you guys this, I went in and look and see exactly what he was doing because I was excited that he was excited that things were rolling and he was doing exactly what we teach and going out there with the digital business card. His digital business cards were exactly no change, no variance, nothing added, just simply the digital business card, just like we teach. And I think he's got somewhere around 30 of them sold. They've been doing this about 3 weeks. That's pretty powerful. He's doing two things right. One, he's following a plan that works. Okay? One, he's following a plan that works. Two, he's doing it exactly as the plan is laid out. Click to call, email, share web app, maps and directions, V card, and share and the share feature, the viral share feature. He didn't have anything else on there. His business cards looked very, very nice. They were good quality cards. He's using 2.0, and he's selling them like cakewalk. And that's what happens when you follow the plan. Now, I had Kenny Dutton sent me over. I was talking to him today, and he sent me over his script. Thanks, David. I'll talk to you later, buddy. And so he sticks with Kenny's got a script, and it's pretty close to mine. It tickled me when he sent it to me because it's funny how different words are used in different parts of the country. And I called him on the phone. I said I would never say this here, but what you have to do is take some of the scripts that are produced and you have to make them to fit where you're at. Let me pull that up real quick. I haven't had any questions come across yet, so I assume everybody's just knocking it out of the park. And you have no issues. And this is going to come up in just a second. And this is by Kenny Dutton. I'm going to get tickled. I can go ahead and tell you, I will get tickled because it's kind of funny. It's got humor in it. And, the humor is, if you know Kenny Dutton, you'll understand his humor. Okay. He's about 20 years old, or he thinks he's 20 years old. But he lives up in the hills of New Mexico. Matter of fact, I talked to him yesterday that he was sick as a dog. They had a fire out close. But this is his sales script. And this is what he uses. Rick wants to know how you get. Let me show you real quick, Rick. Go in here and it says add text service. Go to your app. Go to add text service. Click on add text service. And you're going to select your plan. Okay. And when you select your plan, you're going to purchase your plan. And then it's going to ask you what phone number you want, what area code you want. You just fill it out. Pay your $15 for your 500 text, and it will then you will set it up with the area code that you want. Very simple. Just whatever card you're wanting to add it to, go to Add Text Service, click on Add Text Service, and it will say what texting plan do you want. And I always recommend starting off with the 500 or the 1,000, depending on what you're doing. And click on one of those, purchase your text, and then it will ask you what area code you want to use. And if you need further explanation on that, please ask. I will be more than happy to help you. And if you'll look at the video last week, I think it was, or week before, it shows you exactly how to set up the keywords. It was either last week's training or the week before's training. So let's get back over here to the script. And thank you for that question, Rick. Thank you for the question. If anybody else has any questions, I will stop exactly where I'm at, and we will talk about your questions. We're going to answer your questions. Absolutely, Rick. Thank you, buddy. So this is Kenny walking to a business, and he has used this script. This is what he uses to sell digital business cards. Mine is pretty similar. There's not too much variation, with the exception of the way he walks in and approaches. I walk in and approach a little bit different. I walk in and build a little bit of rapport. I talk, hey, how's business? No matter who I'm talking to, I always ask how business is. And then if I know they're not the owner or the manager, or, if it's a younger person and you're pretty sure that they're not they don't own that store, that they're just a clerk or counter person or stock person. You know, ask it in this way. Are you the manager? Are you the owner? And they're going to tell you, no, he's in the back. Okay. This DBC script, if he don't mind giving it to you, Jerry, he can send it to you. He can email it to you. Kenny, if you don't mind, if they sending this to people. Or I tell you what, the best thing to do, if he don't mind, he can post it in the Facebook group and you can download it from right there. So he walks in and he walks in the door and he says, hi, is the boss around? Yeah, I'm the boss. What can I do for you? Let me show you something pretty fantastic. Okay, that sounds awesome, man. What do you got? And Kenny picks up a paper business card from the counter, if there's one there, or he asks for it. And he says, you probably paid good money for these cards. But do you know what happens to them after you give them to their customer? And I always use that. We've used that from day one. Kenny says he'll post it in the Facebook group. Thank you, Kenny. And so he asks for it, or he takes one in his hand. That's extremely important. Okay, that's extremely important. It's great if you can use props in your sales presentation. Your phone is a prop. Your phone allows the prospects, okay, to see how everything works. I call it show and tell, show and sell, okay? And this is a great script you can use. He picks up the paper business card, and he says, you probably paid good money for these cards, but do you know what happens to them after you give them to your customer? And those people are always going to say the same thing. Yeah, they get lost, they get thrown in the trash, whatever. They're always going to tell you the same thing, okay? And the salesperson says yes, or they get and I got tickled at this. Yes, or they get shoved in the pants pocket, and then the pants get washed, or they get thrown in a drawer with all the others. And when the customer needs to get a hold of you, they don't have the card with them. And he continues to hold the card in his hand. Okay, Kenny still has the card in his hand. He says, what if I could practically guarantee? Now, you don't notice he didn't say, what if I can guarantee? He says, what if I could practically guarantee that your customers would never lose your card again? And what if I could also practically guarantee that they would always have it with them no matter where they go? Now, the only way they would not have it with them is how? If they lost their phone, he can't guarantee that they won't lose their phone. Or if they don't put the app on their home screen, okay, he can't make them keep the app on their home screen, or if they just don't have their phone with them. Otherwise, guess what? They've always got that card with them. And if you teach them how to use the marketing platform, and they're sending out weekly text blasts and weekly email blasts, guess what? They've always got it right there. And if you teach them how to use the V card and have their customers download the V card on their phone, guess what? You always put the digital business card link in the V card, so they've always got it. So he can say that very legitimately. So you know what? I can practically guarantee that your customers would never lose your card again. And what if I could also practically guarantee that they would always have it with them no matter where they go? So, you know, you are sitting there reassuring him that when they get this business card, they're not going to lose it. And the customer was like, that would be great if you could do that, but how can you do that? Okay? How do you do that? My problem comes after selling a one-off DBC, then the platform is creating a recurring. And we're going to talk about that, Will. Thank you for bringing that up, Will. We see that problem a lot, and I'm going to show you how to overcome that. And I can promise you it's not 100% guarantee, but you will get the majority of your customers with what I'm going to say. So he says, what if I could practically guarantee? That would be great if you could do that. But how can you do that? He just opened Pandora's box. He just gave you permission to tell him every single thing he needs to tell him. And Kitty says, I'll explain it in a minute. But as Ron Popeil said, wait, there's more. And I fell over in the floor when he said Ron Popeil. Okay. I mean, I know who Ron Popeil is, and I don't know if a lot of people know who Ron Popeil is, but it just, that really tickled me, and I really like that. And Kitty's got some humor, so I'll explain in a minute. But as Ron Popeil said, wait, there's more, and he's still got the card in his hand, and he's tapping on the paper card with the finger on the other hand. What visualization is he giving him right now? What is he showing him right now with the visual effects? He's got the prop in his hand. He's got the card in his hand. What visual effect is he showing him right now? He's showing him, and I'm going to go ahead and say it because I know there's a delay. He's showing him the next step in the sell, and that's showing him how easy it is to use the digital business card. He's already prepping him visually by tapping on that card. He says, what if they could tap on your card and it would auto-magically, Kenny, I practiced on that word before training, auto-magically, and it's not automatically, auto-magically, okay, call you. And what if they tap on the card, and even if they were lost and didn't know where they were, it would give them turn-by-turn directions or turn-by-turn instructions on how to get you there. And what if they could share your card with all their friends on Facebook and all their friends with one tap on your card? And what if they all could save your card as an icon on the home screen of their phone? Now, what did he just do? He just took that paper business card, and now visually in this customer's mind, he sees, okay, he sees the concept. He used a simple paper business card prop to give him a complete visual of exactly what a digital business card will do. And if you noticed, he said, what if they, speaking of his customers, okay, what if they could tap on your card? What if they could tap on your card? Now what is the client thinking in his mind? Wow. What if they could do that? What if they could tap on my phone number on my card and it would call them? You see, he's got everything in his mind. And believe it or not, more customers will say this than you think. That would be really awesome. That would be really cool. That would be something I would love to see. How do they do that? See, I told you it would be awesome. But even better, what if you and all your customers could share your card with everyone by email or text simply by tapping on it? Let me show you how easy it is. Now, I want to tell you something. This is very powerful right here. And I know we've got the viral text feature, and the viral text feature is great to share. Someone, Will Sims just asked about, wow, man, something just happened. Will Sims just asked about residual income. You're never going to create residual income unless you demonstrate the product that is residual. Now, it's great to show the viral text feature right here if you do not have texting. What's even better to show is to take his phone number, because you're fixing to do two things. You're fixing to have him join your list, okay? You're going to have him join your list, and when he joins that list, you can continue to market to him. And when he joins that list, he's going to get a text message back, and you show him how to accept that. Now you're in the training mode, okay? You show him how to accept that, and you show him how to click on the link and say yes, and now he's joined your list. But more importantly, now you can show him what your app looks like on the phone. After I did that and showed him how the marketing platform just kind of get it formulated in his brain, then I would go to the viral text feature. Not only can you get them to join your list, but let me show you what else you can do. Let me show you our viral text feature, where you can send this out to your entire phone book. Okay, everyone on your list in your phone book, you can share your app. Not only will you be able to do that, but so will your customers. And so, and I'm going to continue talking about residual income, Will, but that is just one way. And I've said this for, well, ever since I've been with Instant App Wizard, which is over 3 years. Okay. If you don't show it and they don't see it, they don't understand it. Okay. You guys in these emojis are killing me. If you don't show it and they don't see it, they will never understand it. Okay. So now you've shared with them the texting program. Now, as they get used and you get them on the digital business card, and you go back later and say, you can always remind, hey, remember the first time I shared my app with you? I used our marketing platform to do that with the touch of a button. Remember how quick that you received that message? You see, you've put it in their brain, and I'm going to tell you now, okay? As for telephone number, when it's there on the prop business card, is that a psychological sales move? That's not always their cell phone number. You want to make sure you get their cell phone number. Now, it may be their cell number, or if their cell number is on there, but yeah, you do want to get their permission, okay? Because you want them to say, oh, absolutely, send that over to me. So, you want to keep them engaged in the competition, in the conversation, and you want to keep them engaged with everything that's going on, and you want to keep them engaged with giving you permission to share everything you have, because now they own it. Okay, now they own it. So he sends his card to the customer via the text feature, and Kenny says, open that text message and then tap on the link. Okay, so he opens up the text message and he taps on the link. And what's going to happen? His card is going to open up. And Kenny says, see, now you have my card on your phone. Now, this is extremely important. If you're missing this step, and we do the same thing, we demonstrate every card. If you're not demonstrating that card, if you do not know your product, you need to sit down with someone and you need to go over it until it's branded on your brain, okay? And you know exactly what you're going to say to this person and exactly how to go through that card. And then he demos the feature and the customer sees the icon in his phone. So he just showed him how to put the icon on his phone, okay? And Kenny says, pretty slick, huh? Now you can see how your customers would not lose your card anymore and will have it with them no matter where they go. That is so powerful. Okay? So powerful. Pretty slick, huh? Now you can see how your customers would not lose your card anymore and will have it with them no matter where they go. You just did two things. If he's not going to make a decision today, he's got that card on the front of his phone. And when he actually talks to the decision maker, which is usually his wife, okay, and she says, yes, that's cool, he can actually demonstrate that and open that up and show that. Very, very, very powerful. Okay, very, very, very powerful. So you've done a couple of things here. you've got him thinking, man, everybody and their brother could have that icon on their phone. Everybody could be carrying my business on their phone. And then he says, no one goes anywhere without their phone. And if they love your service, they can share it many different ways with their friends. It can wind up going viral. That's a very, very, very big keyword because everybody understands viral. You hear it on the news today when they talk about video. You hear it everywhere you go about going viral. And so everybody understands that term. So when you're telling them that card is going to go viral, they understand what you mean. They understand that you mean that a lot of people is going to get that card. A lot of people is going to see that card. A lot of people is going to be involved with his business. Your card is custom designed. Your card is custom designed with your logo and your colors. Let me show you some of the other ways let me show you some others we have done and how slick they look. Now he's going to pull up, okay, no Facebook. Can I get a copy of the script email? Yeah, if you'll put your email address in there, Ken, I feel very confident he will send that to you. So your card is custom designed with your logo and your colors. Let me show you some. So he's going to break out some what? He's going to break out some demos that he's built, usually in the area. Okay. Now, if you don't have any demos, and this, I'm going to tell you one thing that drives me crazy. And this just absolutely drives me nuts. Is when people get online and you look in there and nobody's built a single app. And everybody says, can you send me some demos of this? Or can you send me demos of that? Or can you? The best thing you can do is build your own demos. Get in the phone book or get online and find some businesses that are in your area and build some demos. I mean, it's why would you want to show demos from elsewhere unless it's demos that you built from elsewhere? You need to show them your work because I'm going to tell you, mark my word, you're going to show them some demos of some hot app that you don't know how to build. And when you show them your app, because it's a totally different design, totally different scheme, totally different everything, they're going to want to know what the heck happened. And now you're not the same person that you told them you were. You see, you're showing them my apps. And you're not going to design your apps like I design. You may come close, okay? But you show them something that you can't do, and you just really, really, really took yourself out of the picture. You need to build some apps. Build 4 or 5 apps in 4 or 5 different niches and show your work. Don't show someone else's work. That will get you in trouble quicker than anything in the world. I see it in the group all the time. Hey, does anybody have this card that I could share? Build one yourself. And then guess what? All you have to do if they buy is duplicate that app and put their information in there. You need the practice. You need to be able to go in and you need to be able to build these digital business cards in about 15 minutes. You need to be able to build 3 to 4 an hour every single day. And you need to prepare for that. And the only way you prepare for that is if you get in the system and you build them. So he tells them and he shows them, he says, look how slick they look, okay? So he's showing them some demos from Santa Fe, all right? And salesperson demos, some other cars showing the custom look of. Then he does this. Then he does the assumptive close, okay? He pulls out the sales form. He sets it in front of them. And he says, we can have yours ready for you in a day or 2. We just need you to fill out this form with your information that will go on your card. and hand him a pen. If he takes that pen from your hand and he starts filling that out, you close the deal. It's done. It's over. There is nothing else to do. You make that assumptive close, and this is the number one reason people don't sell digital business cards. This is probably the biggest reason, other than just not going out and doing it, just staying home, sitting on your butt, doing absolutely nothing. This is the number one reason people don't sell business cards, because they are afraid to ask for the sale. They're afraid to ask for the sale. And they're going to ask you how much it is. Well, how much is this going to cost me? It's $249 a year. End of conversation. And that's for a custom digital business card. We're going to take your logo. We're going to take your colors. We're going to customize this digital business card. And it's only $249 a year. You're paying more than that for your business cards now. You know, and you have got to close the deal. And if you don't ask for the close, if you don't ask for the deal, I don't care if you stay there and they love you and they kiss you and they hug you and all of that other stuff. They are not going to come out and say, take my check, give me the paper to fill out, and here it is, and you walk out the door. That's not going to happen. I can promise you that. It will not happen. So you just simply learn this script, okay? Simply learn it. Hey, is the boss around? Yeah, I'm the boss. What can I do for you? Let me show you something pretty fantastic. Okay, that sounds good. And he picks up the little business card and says, you probably paid good money for these cards. But do you know what happens to them after you give them to your customer? Yeah, they get lost. Absolutely. They always get thrown away. They get shoved in the pants pocket, then the pants get washed, or they get thrown in a drawer and all the others. And when the customer needs to get a hold of you, they don't have the card with them. And he's still standing there holding that card. What if I could practically guarantee that your customers would never lose your card again? And what if I could also practically guarantee that they would always have it with them no matter where they go? That would be awesome. How do you do it? I'll explain in a minute, but as Ron Pappell said, wait, there's more. And I've still got the card in my hand, and I'm sitting there and I'm tapping on it with my finger. What if they could tap on your card and it would be automatically call you? And what if they tap on the card, and even if they were lost and didn't know where they were, it would give them turn-by-turn instructions on how to get there? And what if they could share your card with all their friends on Facebook, and all their friends with one tap on your card? And what if they all could save your card as an icon on the home screen of their phone? Dude, that would be awesome. See, I told you it'd be awesome, but even better, what if you and all your customers could share your card with everyone by email or text simply by tapping on it? Let me show you how easy it is. What is your phone number? He gives you the phone number. You open up the text message section and you type it in. See? Now you have my card on your phone. Now let me show you how it can be saved as an icon on your home screen with a couple of clicks and a button. Pretty slick, huh? Now you can see how customers would not lose your card anymore and will have it with them no matter where they go. No one goes anywhere without their phone. And if they love your service, they can share it with many different ways with their friends, and it can wind up going viral. Your card is custom designed with your logo and your colors. Let me show you some others we have done and how slick they look. We can have yours ready for you in a day or two. We just need you to fill out this form with your information that will go on your card. Bam. It's done. It's done. There's nothing else to do. And I'm going to tell you why you're having problems. Okay? I'm going to tell you why you're having problems. It's because you don't close the deal, or you're not going out making the sales. I'm going to tell you the hardest thing to do, okay? The hardest thing to do is get out of that car and walk into a business. That's the toughest thing you can do. I know. I have anxiety from it. It scares me to death because I am so afraid of failure. I have a horrific fear of failure. But I also know this, and this is to everybody on this call, and everybody that will listen to this call, and everybody that will ever hear me say anything. There's one thing I can promise you. Don't go out and don't make sales, and you will go hungry. That's a promise. You can't eat. You can't put clothes on your kids' back. You can't do anything without money. There's not one single reason every single person on this call is not out making $500 a day. There's no reason for it. Zero reason you're not out making $500 a day. None. If you tag in the referrals on top of your cold calls, you'll probably go out and start making $1,000 a day. If you're selling the card for $250, $249. That's what we sell it for, $249. If you go out and sell your card for $249, there's no reason, okay? There's no reason for that to happen. All right? And if it's not happening, I don't know. Is there anybody here? Let me ask this question. Is there anybody here that goes out every single day and not making any sales? Anybody? Is there anybody here that's not going out every day making sales? Anybody at all? And speak up, because we're here to help you tonight. This is your night. Remember what I said? How can I help you? How can I help you? Tonight's the night. Okay? Tonight is the night. And we are here to work out any problems that you may have, however long that it takes. Because the only thing I want you to do is succeed. That's it. I mean, you should be right now at the point you are, unless you are just now starting, okay? You should be somewhere around $2,500 a night. I mean, $2,500 a week. That's $500 a day, 7 days a week. You should be making $10,000 a month. If you're doing it full time. If you're not doing it full time, you can still make $1,000 a week. That's only selling 4 cards a week. You should be able to do that without question. So let's talk about how, and this is the very thing I'm telling you. I hear it every single day. I screwed up. I did not build any residual into my app. There's 2 reasons you don't build residual into your app. And it goes back to what I said a while ago. Number 1, you did not go in and upsell. You never went back. You did not train your customer properly to be able to upsell that app. Okay? It didn't happen. You didn't prepare him. You didn't step sell him. You never got him on the marketing platform at all. And if you told them about the marketing platform and you set it up, you did not show them how to use it. You did not step them through and work with them and do those things. Okay? You did not do those things. DJ, every single phone is different. If you will click on the triangle, the save to home screen triangle on your phone, that tells you how to save that to your phone. It reads what phone you have, and it tells you how to save it on that phone. So you've got to strategically plan, and this is what I was talking about last week, making a plan. The worst thing you can do is get too many customers. It's the worst thing you can do. Make sure that you can take care of those that you have, because those that you take care of, okay, that customer base that you will take care of, all right, the customer base that you have can turn into as much money as double that customer base if you do it right and you do the upsells. It's more important to go out and sell one app and take care of that customer than it is to go out and sell 4 apps and have zero residual income coming in month after month after month. And you say, well, Kerry, that's the dumbest thing you could ever say. No, it's not. I want you to think about this for a moment. You spend time with that customer and you get him on upsells. And we talked about this the other day. You just took that app from $249 a year to $2,000 a year. Okay, you took it from a one-time of $249 and then going back next month and getting $249. And now you're getting a residual from him for anywhere from $100 to $200 a month. So when you get them on the residual of $100 to $200 a month, that's like going out selling another app. Okay. So you want to work and make sure that you get your clients, okay, you get your customers on these upsells. It's the most important thing you can do. And we'll ask the question, I'll point this out. Will, how does it feel knowing that you worked your butt off to get your clients, and now all that hard work you've got to go out and duplicate again and do over, when all you had to have done was put a little bit of effort into that and worked with them a little bit on training and spent some time with them and made time to do that, and would have had that residual income coming in. I know how I felt. Trust me. I know what it's like to not have that residual income coming in. It sucks. And there's no other way to put that. It just absolutely sucks. And you bust your butt and you go through all those things and you work hard and you make all that stuff happen. And then you forgot the most important part. Training the person and taking those upsells and step selling them into a monthly client. Yeah, it sucks. I know, buddy. I know. And you know, don't feel alone. Everybody does it. Even though I say it month after month, and I know everybody on this call has heard me say, well, I got the phone call today. It's been a year, and the person went back to renew the person, and he hasn't seen him in a year, and he dropped out, and now they're crying because they didn't write him another check for $249. And if you think about this, $249 over a year, that's less than $25 a month. Okay. So going back and getting that, so you didn't really get $249. You just picked up $25 a month, less than $25 a month, about $22 a month. Okay. So now you got $22 a month coming in, when you could have taken that customer to $200 a month. Would you rather have $22 a month or $200 a month? I would much rather have $200 a month any day of the week from the same customer. That way I never, ever, ever have to worry about replacing him. You got to get these people married to your platform. You got to get them married to your app. And that's the only way you will have sustainability throughout your business when it comes to residual income. If they're not married to that app, if they're not using every aspect of that app, if they're not using it for coupons and using that marketing platform, you're never going to get them married to that app. It's just another, eventually it just becomes something on their phone. And if you'll put analytics in there, you'll start seeing that they, how do I say that? You'll start seeing that they're not even opening it themselves. They're not sharing it anymore. They're not working with it. They're not using it. And that's the best way to know if you're losing your clients or not. Put analytics on it, not for them. Put analytics on it for you. That's very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. So if you're not knowing what they're doing from behind the scenes, then you've already lost them anyway. And I know, and that's tough. It's very, very, very tough. You know, I'm not saying we get complacent, but when we make a sale, and this is even me, I'm not going to, I'm no different than you guys. I get so excited, sometimes I forget what I even sold. I'm so excited for that deal. I'm so excited all my hard work paid off that I even forget about them. I've lost customers. I'm not going to tell you I have every single customer that I ever started with. I just don't. And that's because I let them fall by the wayside. My sales reps, they forget about them too. They're comfortable. They're with them for 2 or 3 months, and they're out there with them. And next thing you know, they forget about them because they got busy. And next thing you know, when they go to pick up that check, guess what happens? We didn't make any money. So all that hard work that we put into that customer didn't pay off. And this is the one biggest thing you need to fear. And if you ever have a fear this. They showed that card to somebody when you sold it to them, or 10 people or 20 people. And then over several months, they come back and they say, hey, man, how did that business card work? You know what? I never saw that guy again. You're going to sell to a lot of people who are going to tell you those horror stories. You know what? I spent $5,000 for this website and I never saw the guy again. We hear it every day. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that person. Customer service is king. There is nothing any bigger or any better than customer service. Customer service will build you a referral base so big that you don't have to worry about cold calling anymore. I can promise you that. You won't be able to keep up with the leads. You will not be able to keep up with the referrals. How many of you sold 5 apps in the last 2 months? All right. How many of you sold 5 apps in the last 2 months? And off of that 5 apps, you got 15 referrals. And now that 15 referrals, you turn that 5 apps into an additional 7 or 12 apps. How many of you took 5 apps and turned it into 12 apps without making a cold call? Anybody on this call? Anybody on here went out and sold 5 apps and turned it into 12 apps within a week? Anybody? Because if you did it, that means you didn't ask for referrals. How many of you sold 1 app and turned it into 3? And then took that 3 and turned it into 9. And took that 9 and turned it into 18. It's very easy to do. I can promise you, without question, if I don't know anything else about anything else, if I can never tell you anything else about anything else, if you are not getting referrals and following up with referrals, you're losing 70% of your business. 70% of your business. And let me tell you what a good lead is. A good referral is another $249 in your pocket that you have the opportunity to turn it into what? A $2,000 a year client. I don't know if you know this, but if you had $102,000 a year clients, you're making $200,000 a year. You don't have to, that's pretty good money. No, I didn't say I sold 3 customers. I said you get 3 referrals. I said, and what if you just sold 50% of them? Because you're not going to sell them all. I can promise you, even a referral, you're not going to sell them all. Okay? It's not going to happen. Our highest closure rate on referrals was 2 weeks ago, and we closed 82%, I think it was. It's either 82% or 89%. It was in the 80 percentile. We closed 80 plus percent of them. That's pretty good closure rate. Pretty good closure rate. Our average is 70%. And that's a good average. And that's very, very, I can almost count on that. If we get 10 referrals, I know for a fact we're going to get 7 apps in. That's without question. No question about it. If we get 10 referrals, that is 7 apps. It happens like clockwork. So what if you went out and sold 10 apps, okay, over the next 2 months? That's 5 a month. Wouldn't it be cool if that 10 apps, wouldn't it be cool if you got 30 referrals and you close 21 of them? And now you've got 31 apps. That's pretty powerful. And now what you do is you start working referrals, and I would go out and cold call. Never stop cold calling. Never stop cold calling. And then remember a few weeks ago when I went through the step process of the Facebook and the business, I mean the coupons and the loyalty rewards and all that stuff. After 30 days, you've got to get them on the marketing platform. Think about this, Will. If you'd have got them, you're probably just hitting your first year with these guys, okay, or getting close. And they're not on the marketing platform. Just think if you'd have had the marketing platform hooked up with those guys, where you would be today. Let's say that just one of them, you was able to take and boost up. $2,000 a year residual is pretty good money. Pretty good money. Could I discuss using the DBC during a networking event? I'll be honest with you, I don't go to networking events, but I do have a sales rep that goes to networking events, and we have several resellers that go to networking events. What they do is they stand up in the middle of the room when it's their time to talk. Before their time, they collect some cell phone numbers. And they have people either join up for the list, or they sit there and text it out, and people are opening that up. Or they do this. They say, hey, text whatever their keyword is, text network to this phone number and watch what happens. And and people will do that, okay? Or text 123, make it something simple to this number while I'm talking to you and see what happens. And guess what happens? Everybody's text message starts going off and they start opening up your app. It's very, very powerful. We have one, made a little difference there, buddy. I hear you. You know, very, very powerful. We have a rep out in California that does a lot of those, who built her business on networking events. And she does that. She has everyone text a keyword to her and blast us out. It blasts out the text message. Everyone opens it up, and she's got customers. Sales rep I've got that does the same thing. Works. It's very powerful. Very, very powerful. Residual income will change your life. I can promise you that. Residual income, you know, we're always looking for the Holy Grail. We're always looking for that product or that one thing that will continue to pay us over and over and over and over again. I can promise you this. If you follow the steps that I laid out with the step cells, if you will do that, you will never want for money again. You will never have to worry about a residual day again in your life. If you will just do that. I can promise you. I can guarantee it. Any more questions? Boy, this hour flew by. Could you have her on one night? She will not know. I've tried to get her on. She doesn't like to get on. I would love to, but you know, some people I don't know if they're camera shy or what, but I do have a guy coming on next week that is absolutely exploding with digital business cards. The guy from Pennsylvania. So do not miss next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Anybody else have any questions? We are going to wrap it up here. Anybody else got any questions? Any more questions at all? Questions. Anybody? While we're thinking about it, thank you all for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. I love trading. I love the trade-ins. Anybody? Kenny, thank you for sharing your script with everybody. I appreciate that very much, and I know they will. I know they will appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you so much. And if there's no more questions, we will see you in the Facebook group. And if you're not part of the Facebook group, I know Kenny said he would send out that, email that out. So over the next couple of seconds there, if you want to send your email out. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Ken. You have a great night too, buddy. Send it out. Yeah, DJ, I recommend networking. You too, Will. I would recommend networking, and that would be great for you, DJ. That would be an awesome way for you to do that. My dog heard me say good night, and she come running over here. She loves it when I finish up training because she wants me to hold her. She will not sit here when I'm talking. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great evening. Good night. Thank you so much for coming out and visiting with me.